Welcome to Ask a Nutritionist. I'm Amy Crum, a registered and licensed dietitian at Nutritional Weight and Wellness. Today, we're tackling one of the most common questions we hear. How can I eat healthy on a budget? It's a common thought that eating healthy is more expensive, but it doesn't have to be. It's all about shopping smart and being strategic. With that in mind, I will be sharing some tips that can save you money on your grocery bills. So let's get right into it. Planning ahead is everything when it comes to eating healthy and saving money. Meal planning reduces impulse buys and food waste, which are two major money drains. I find that my clients who are the most successful at meeting their health goals are usually the ones who plan what they are going to eat ahead of time for the day. Planning doesn't have to be complicated, so we'll walk through some ways to start. First, take inventory. Look at what you already have before shopping so you don't get more than what you need. Make a list ahead of time and have a plan for each item you're purchasing. And if you don't have a plan for the food you're buying, it's more likely to go to waste. Or you might make impulse buys at the grocery that might not be the healthiest choice for you. Next, write out a menu for the week. Personally, a week is a good amount of time for me to plan ahead, but I have some clients that like to plan ahead for 3 days and then plan the next few days midweek. Do whatever is easiest for you to follow through with. Once your menu is planned, write out your grocery list and then stick to the list. Ordering groceries online to pick up in store or curbside can help you avoid some of the impulse buys. Some of the store apps even let you save grocery lists, which can make ordering groceries the next week even faster. If you shop in person, keep in mind that the grocery store is designed to entice customers to add extra food to their carts. Be intentional at the store and stick to your list. Also, don't shop hungry. Some food items might jump in your cart that you wouldn't normally buy. We all know from experience that running into the store on an empty stomach is never a good idea. When you're hungry, your cravings can become more strong and cause you to buy more foods that are not good for your health or your budget. Skip this problem by having a balanced snack of protein, fat, and carb before you shop. Next, shop in season and the freezer aisle. Produce that is in season is generally cheaper and at its peak in flavor and nutrition. You can easily look up seasonal food guides online when planning your grocery list. Buying seasonal produce not only saves you money, but it can also make sure you're getting variety in your nutrients. It's easy to get into a rut buying the same types of fruits and veggies from week to week. But when you pay attention to what's in season and on sale, the produce will be cheaper and you'll be getting the most nutrient-dense foods, and often they don't have to travel as far, so they'll be fresh too. Another tip for buying produce is to use a CSA, or Community Supported Agriculture. A CSA is a program where community members support a local farm by paying in advance for a share of the harvest and then receive a box of produce throughout the season. This often breaks down to a reasonable price for the amount of produce that you get through the season. I found a CSA through my local food co-op that there are lots of options if you do a little research online. I found it was a wonderful way to get me cooking produce that I might not normally buy at the store and saved money in the long run. On that note, another way to save money on groceries is buying frozen fruits and vegetables. They're just as nutritious, if not more, than fresh. Plus, they're more affordable and available year-round. Some of my weekly staples include frozen berries and stir-fry mixes. Another way to save money on groceries is buying frozen fruits and vegetables. They are just as nutritious, if not more, than fresh. Plus, are more affordable and available year-round. Some of my weekly staples include frozen berries and stir-fry veggie mixes. I always have frozen broccoli and green beans in the freezer because I know that if all else fails, at least I'll have one veggie in the house that everyone in my family will eat. These are healthy, whole food options available at an affordable price. One tip is to stock up when frozen items are on sale and store them in the freezer until you're ready to use them in your meal planning. A perk to frozen produce is that it can last for months. Now let's talk about proteins. Animal proteins tend to be the most expensive part of grocery shopping. Some more affordable protein options are eggs, ground meat, canned fish, or chicken thighs. Chicken thighs or legs with the skin and bones are cheaper than the boneless, skinless chicken breast. If you are intimidated to cook those, our in-house chef, Marion, suggests popping them in a slow cooker or Instapot with a sauce or dry seasoning, and the meat will fall right off the bone. Rotisserie chicken can be a good, affordable option as long as there are minimal additives. For other meats, shop the sales. Plan your meals around what meat is on special that week. I like to look at my store's ads online or in weekly flyers that are mailed out before planning my meals for the week. I'll often tailor my meal plan around the meats and vegetables that are on sale for the week. I often talk to people who say, I'm just tired of making this decision about what to eat every day. If you utilize the sales at the store, you can save money and have inspiration about what to eat that week. Another option to consider is purchasing part of an animal from a farmer, if you have the freezer space. Or even if you don't have an extra freezer for storage, you can go in on it with a friend or a small group. You will spend less per pound of meat this way. Check out eatwild.com to find local farmers that offer this. I've gone in with friends on beef and pork in the past, and it was such a great experience to always have meat in the house and have the added bonus of knowing it was good quality and reasonably priced. Another great option is to buy foods in bulk. Some staple foods I buy at the bulk section of the grocery store include grains like quinoa and wild rice, nuts, seeds, and flours for baking like almond flour. Also, canned foods are some of the most economical options at the store. I stock up on canned tomatoes, canned coconut milk, canned tuna, and canned beans. Here's another tip. If you are deciding between brands, check the price tag on the shelf. Most grocery stores will include price per unit, like ounce or pound, to help you compare sizes and brands. This makes it easier if different packages come in different sizes. Also, when comparing brands, it's okay to go generic. Store brand versions of foods like nut butters, frozen veggies, or canned foods are often identical to name brands. Now, how about how to utilize your groceries when you get home? This ties into meal planning, but one strategy I use to save money is to cook in bulk. Make double or triple portions so you have leftovers to spread throughout the week. When you plan your meals ahead and make enough for leftovers, you're less likely to grab takeout just because you're tired or hungry. Eating out is where a lot of the unintentional food spending happens. If you're cooking for a family, sheet pan meals are lifesavers. You can roast chicken thighs with potatoes and carrots all in one pan, all inexpensive, filling and packed with nutrients. So let's make this practical. What does an affordable day of eating actually look like? For breakfast, an idea is a cup of full-fat cottage cheese or whole milk yogurt topped with frozen berries and a tablespoon of nuts or seeds you got in the bulk section of the grocery store. For lunch, you could try tuna or chicken salad made with olive oil-based mayo served over salad greens. For a snack, how about a couple of hard-boiled eggs with a small apple and a handful of nuts? For dinner, maybe stir fry with a frozen veggie blend, brown rice, and rotisserie chicken or leftover chicken thighs. Season with garlic, liquid aminos, or tamari for a soy sauce alternative, and ginger. Simple, affordable, and delicious. Before we wrap up today's discussion, I want to talk about how to prevent food waste. Food waste is like throwing money away, and most of us don't even realize how much we're wasting. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, or the EPA, estimates that the average family of four throws away up to $3,000 worth of food every year. To cut waste, here are some tips. Store leftovers in clear containers so you can see what's in the fridge. Don't put fresh veggies in drawers where they will be forgotten about. Keep them front and center. Try watching and chopping all your fresh produce as soon as you get home from the store. Or if you don't have time right then, plan the time within the next day or two. Having veggies prepared and ready to go makes it much more likely that they will get eaten. Freeze extra soups, stews, or cooked grains in individual serving containers so they're ready to easily thaw and eat. Repurpose leftovers. That leftover roasted chicken can become chicken salad or a hearty soup. Bones from a whole chicken or chicken thighs can make a nice bone broth. On that note, you can save money by making your own homemade broth. To do this, keep a Ziploc in your freezer, and each time you cook, Add leftover veggie scraps to the bag to use later for broth. Think onion and garlic scraps, carrot and celery tops, stems from herbs. All those scraps you would typically throw away could be reutilized into a tasty homemade broth. To wrap things up, many people think healthy eating equals expensive ingredients or fancy superfoods, but that's just not true. The key is to focus on whole, simple foods that are nutrient dense, affordable, and versatile. And here's something to keep in mind. The cheapest food isn't the best value in the long run. When you buy ultra-processed snacks or cheap frozen dinners, you may save money up front, but you're not getting lasting energy or nutrients. These foods lead to low energy, cravings, and more snacking later, which costs more money in the long run. Real food fills you up and keeps you satiated. So skip the ultra-processed foods and spend your food budget on higher quality, nourishing foods. So yes, eating healthy on a budget is absolutely possible. It just takes a little planning, some smart shopping, and a shift towards simple, real ingredients. Thanks for joining me today on Dishing Up Nutrition. If you found this episode helpful, share it with a friend who's trying to eat better without spending more. For additional guidance, the dietitians here at Nutritional Weight and Wellness are here to help you with one-on-one nutritional counseling, either in person in one of our Twin Cities offices or via telehealth. We are in network with many insurance plans that cover nutritional counseling. Give us a call to learn more at 651-699-3438 or visit our website, weightandwellness.com. We hope to hear from you soon. Thanks for listening and have a great day.